Hi, everyone. Hey, welcome. Namaste. It's good to see you. We'll let everyone come in the room. It's probably going to be a good sized crowd, but come on in and have a seat. Get your comfortable seat right up front, and we'll be.
Yay. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Congratulations. Birds are flying by to congratulate you on your 40th day of the 40-day program. And we are so excited to be here with you. And I ask everyone to post in the chat board. I'd love to see who's here. And just let's make this a party. We're going to be here for 1 hour today. And we have an exciting little offer at the end of this 1 hour. And so I just want to just get everyone here. Hello, my friends. Oh my God, look at this. From around the world. The teachers of God come from all religions, from no religions. They come from around the world. And we are the ones who are bringing the light and the truth and the joy and the love here to the world. Oh my God, look at this. Woo!
Nice.
Okay, so if people are still coming in, keep posting. And I'm going to just hand this over to Cindy Krupp first to get started. I want to just say thank you to Cindy Krupp for being the host in this party, for being here every single day, for supporting everyone in the journey, for your encouragement, for your laughter, for your love, for just all the light you bring and all the wisdom that you bring. And I also want to say thank you to all the admins that were here in this 40-day Facebook group and in the member area, supporting everyone on this journey. It does take a village. And this was always our intention here, that we create something that's totally free, that's an activation for people to come to have a direct experience. And I want to finally, before I hand it over to you, Cindy, I want to thank Bill Free, my awesome friend, my husband, my partner here at the Teachers of God Foundation, for continual support. Just joining with you. This has been the biggest adventure on this path of awakening and enlightenment and really just standing together and doing this work. So I want to just thank everyone. If you just got here, keep posting in the chat board just where you're from. And I'm going to pass it over to Cindy, and then we're going to get started. Welcome, Cindy.
Welcome. I'm so happy. I am just really crazy happy because, and I didn't know I was going to say this, but I got chills. Lisa has been telling us, if you've been with us just 40 days or whatever, that her favorite workbook lesson is 100. And essentially it's only in the last couple of months and maybe even the last couple of weeks that I'm starting to embody this idea that God's will for us is perfect happiness. And so absolute best thing that we can do for the world right now is to join together and be happy no matter what. And it's sort of like I'm waking up laughing these days. And this 40-day group, the 2,000 plus of us that have said yes, the energy is phenomenal. And so I'm just so grateful. I wanted to say thank you for saying yes to your own kind of transformation. But even more than that, because I'm really feeling it, the more we join together, the more we decide to do this work together, the more we say yes to being happy and doing whatever it takes and being with our brothers. It's not just about, this work isn't about making the little Cindy body happy, right? This work literally is about doing our part, saying yes to our assignment. And the way Lisa's been teaching us, our assignment is to be friggin' happy. The happier we are, the more we're saying yes to this work. And that just, it blows me away. And the only other yes, it's I'm happier and happier every day. It was the end of 2017 when I literally made my dedication to make 2018 the year of the miracle. And at that moment, somebody sent me an email, said, well, if you're going to make this the year of the miracle, then you need to do the 40-day program. Never heard of it, never heard of Lisa Natoli. I did my little Google search. I said yes. And literally all I've ever done since then was continue to say yes to Lisa, to Bill, to the Teachers of God Foundation, to the Inspired Action. And the other thing I want to say before, now I don't even know, I think I'm turning it over to Bill, is that the scarier the yes was, and that first yes at the end of the 40-day was really scary to me, because I had lack mentality. That the scarier that yes was for me, the bigger and the faster the transformation. And so you guys light me up. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited to be here and be part of what we're doing. And I love you. How's that, Bill?
Awesome.
That
Thank
was
you. Thank you, Cindy. I was gonna let Lisa lead off here, but before you do, I'm gonna just recognize this group is this is the largest group we've done in 4 years, and we didn't have groups for about 2 years, and it was Cindy that I needed Cindy to lift this thing off, and she took not just the ball to run with it, she took the whole friggin' stadium and ran with it as the leader, facilitator, communicator. She has been a real she's made the 40-day group launch better than it ever was, and she's just a great demonstration of the content of the 40-day and what this foundation is about. And I have watched this group. I get every one of the emails the posts that you guys put in the member area, and I've never seen a 40-day group like this one with the vibration of presence, the vibration of the love for truth and the transformation. This is the highest vibration that I've seen in all the group launches we've had, and I want to thank you all for giving this gift to yourselves and this gift to consciousness, because all of consciousness is rising as each one of us rises in our own direct experience of presence and of awakening. And from the comments that I'm just seeing from just today, as we end the 40-day with the last 40-day lesson, which is the Great Discovery, I can see from you guys that you have made the Great Discovery. For many of you have you know the self as I am, as God created me. I can see it from the vibration of your comments in the 40-day member area. So thank you for being all in. It matters to all of consciousness. It mostly matters to yourself. And we are blessed to be part of this and the facilitators and creators of it. And I will pause and give the mic to the creator of the 40-day program. Lisa, you're awesome.
I love you so much. And thank you, Cindy. It's so true. What was posted on the board, your joy is palpable. And so this is our last webinar we always do at the end of the 40-day. And we always like to just talk about what's next. Like you just did 40 days, total commitment, staying in your circle. And so what is next? And what we also are going to do on this call is we are going to offer something at the end of this call, an amazing offer. And I'm just going to tell you very briefly, it's brand new. We decided, Bill and I, that we're going to do a completely brand new live and interactive course to end 2020 with an absolute bang. It's a 12-week course that we're going to be live. And this offer has never been talked about before. No one knows about it. No one, not even our closest friends. And the offer we're going to give you today is not going to be offered to anyone else. It is only to the people who have completed the 40-day program. It's our gift to you. And so if you're interested, stay to the end and you'll hear about what we're going to be doing for the last 12 weeks of 2020, ending on December 22nd. And I really want to just take some time here to talk to you about what's next. Like, you just finished 40 days. And I always really I loved that somebody said in the comments that my teaching is practical and simple. And that's always been my intention, that it be just something that's down to earth. And I like it to be fun. I like it to be something doable. That was a really big thing with the 40-day program, is that, and that's why we offered it for free, that people have a direct experience. I am someone who is not into concepts or intellectualization or sitting around talking about these ideas. I am somebody, since my early 20s, when I first came upon A Course in Miracles, that I lived this message. I wanted to know that it was true. It says some very bold things. It says that we reach a state of perfect peace and perfect happiness, and we don't vacillate from it. And it says that we'll be doing the things that Jesus did and more. And it says that we will wake up, and that we will know enlightenment, and that we'll know our true self, and that we'll be free from pain, and that we'll be free from sickness, and we'll be free from suffering. It says these things. Like, this isn't something that I'm making up. I mean, this is something that's in the book, that's available to everyone, right? And so I would read these things. I was not having that experience. I would have a glimpse, and I know that everyone that I encounter who has A Course in Miracles has the same experience that I was having, that you would reach a place of freedom. You would tap into your true self, your creativity, your power, the presence of God, the peace of God, the stillness, and then you would lose it. You would immediately get distracted by the things that are in the world, the news, and what is happening right now in 2020. I've never seen it before. And I know people who are much older than me who have lived through more than I have, and they say they've never seen what's happening in their lifetime. So we are living in unprecedented times right now. Like, this feels like out of a Bible story to me. I'm often like, what the heck? Like, really, what Bible story have we landed in here? It really is from like 2,000 years ago. And so to be able to recognize that we are needed, that there needs to be light here. Like, we're living in a world right now that is really experiencing major confusion, suffering, loneliness, pain, terror, violence. I've never seen violence the way I've seen it in the last year. A total disconnect. And you can see the negativity in many individuals if you're on social media. So, and what everyone does is they're waiting for something outside of them to make the change. And what we're told in A Course in Miracles is that we're the ones. The change has to come here from each one of us individually. It doesn't come from out there. It comes from here. So we're waiting for the government to change. And often people are just waiting for, like, oh, what happened? What's going to happen next? And what the Course in Miracles is telling us, and what I hope to express in the 40-day program, is that change happens when you say it happens, which is right now. this is always going to be the place of change. And so I had everyone say yes to the beginning of the 40-day program to make a commitment to 40 days. Because I told you that I know what's going to happen in a path of transformation and enlightenment and awakening is that you're going to need to really come back to that yes and to your commitment. We're seeing a lot of people passing away unexpectedly right now in this world, and very young also. Just people are just dying. So again, we're living in a world and finding ourselves in a place where we don't know what's going to happen next. So here's an opportunity when you say, I want to live in this place of perfect constancy, where no matter what happens, no matter what, I know that there is a place in me where I live in oneness, that I live in presence, I live in peace. And so the thing that I want to say that I think is the most important in the 40-day program is the watching your thoughts like a hawk. Like, to me, that's one of the most important things, because it's like you start to notice that there's a watcher. So when you're seeing the news, before you would just react to it, or somebody would say something to you. There's a lot of bullying going on right now. Like, I have been called names over the last 6 months, or just things come my way. People tell me things. And there's always a moment where it's like, I want to react to it. I want to defend myself. I want to tell my story. I want people to understand my position. And what has been happening to me more and more consistently for the last year is I am not moving from this abiding place. And so when you stay, and here's what I have discovered, is that when you stay in the position of the watcher, it starts to dissolve the illusion. It starts to dissolve your problems, and it gives you a different way to respond. There's always another choice, another way to see every situation, no matter what it is. And the great discovery, and this is my favorite part, because the great discovery is that you aren't even the watcher. You're beyond the watcher. You're beyond the observer. But that's the first step. That, to me, is a very powerful step for a lot of people to realize that in every situation you have a choice. Do I choose love, or do I choose attack? Do I choose judgment, or do I choose blessing with holiness? Do I choose to see the face of Christ, or do I choose to see a stranger? So you recognize, like, okay, that is amazing to be able to do that. That's the first step. And a lot of people have difficulty with that. And the way A Course in Miracles describes this work is a training. It's a training for teachers of God. So one of the things I just wanted to do quickly that came to me just 5 minutes before this call, and that's one of the things too, like, is when you start to live in this new way, you don't have a plan. You literally don't have a plan for what's going to happen next, but you trust that you will be given whatever you need. So I want to read you something from A Course in Miracles. And it's from the Teacher's Manual. And it says, are changes required in the life situation of God's teachers? And Cindy, you said this at the beginning, and I want to just say it, is a lot of people, and I want to see on the board, a lot of people think the teacher of God is you, the personal self-identity that has a name. Lisa Natoli is not a teacher of God. The teacher of God is the eternal, changeless presence that is ageless, colorless, eternal. That's the teacher of God. And what it says in A Course in Miracles is that the teachers of God need a body. The teachers of God don't have a body. The teachers of God are not bodies. I'm not a teacher of God, Lisa Natoli. The teacher of God is using Lisa Natoli's body in life. Lisa Natoli got the hell out of the way. Lisa Natoli went through a training where I was like, I don't want to attack anymore. I'm done with attacking. Who's done with attacking? Like, if you're done with judgment, who's done with, and it doesn't mean that you won't do it again, but it means that you actively, consciously, and deliberately say, I'm going to stay awake. I'm going to stay awake to my true self, and I'm going to just be so present now. And you recognize, I don't have to tell my story anymore. I don't have to defend myself anymore. I don't have to attack. I don't have to respond when somebody calls me a name. I can stay here in the abiding place. And so this is a call, and this is where we're going to end 2020 with a bang. We want you guys to come with us, because this world needs light. And I'll be totally honest with you, I don't have a clue what's unfolding. I don't. But what I do know is that I can say yes, use me, like to allow light to come into all the situations where I am, to allow myself to remain in peace and joy and not block the light anymore, to not participate in the insanity and the craziness of the world. So that's the first thing. And so are changes required in the life situation of God's teachers? Changes are required in the minds of God's teachers. This may or may not involve changes in the external situation. Remember that no one is where he is by accident, and chance plays no part in God's plan. It's no accident you're here with me listening right now. It's no accident you took the 40-day. It's no accident COVID-19. It's no accident all the events that have happened this year. And everything that's happened to you, it's no accident. It is most unlikely that changes in his attitude within his current situation would not be the first step in the newly made Teacher of God training. So this is the thing I want to leave you with of what's next. Lifelong commitment. Even if you don't do anything else with the Teachers of God Foundation, if you really just want to get a copy of A Course in Miracles, I ask you to make a lifelong commitment. So I'd like to see in the chat board who can do that. A lifelong commitment to stay centered in truth. And it can just be to the best of your ability, but to say, I'm in, I'm all in. I am not going to participate in the drama. I love you guys so much that it's like, okay, I'm in. Where's the sign up button? If this world needs light and love, and you need a body, and you need hands, and you need eyes, and you need my mouth, you need a voice piece, I'll do it. Like, raise your hands now, even though I can't see you. Like, I'm in, I'll do it. Like, use me. So it means that you don't belong in the world anymore. It means, and people are going to think you're just like them. People think I'm human. I'm not human, and I'm not channeling. I'm simply not blocking the presence and the power of God that I know I am as myself. And it has now integrated with the Lisa Natoli body. And Lisa Natoli doesn't want anything anymore. Lisa Natoli is like, I don't want anything anymore. I'm like, hey, this is a much funner adventure. I'd rather do this. So it's a training. You need a foundation. Oh, the part I want to read here is, what it says is, there is no set pattern since training is always highly individualized. Every single one of you is going to have a different, highly individualized training. All of us. There are those who are called upon to change their life situation almost immediately, but these are generally special cases. By far, the majority are given a slowly evolving training program in which as many previous perceptual mistakes as possible are corrected. So we're allowing all our judgments, all our attack thoughts, all our ideas of unworthiness, all our ideas of guilt to be corrected in our minds as we remember the self that we are. And then it says, relationships in particular must be properly perceived, and this is the part I wanted to read, and all dark cornerstones of unforgiveness removed. Otherwise, the old thought system still has a basis for return. So the reason I wanted to say that, this training, this is why vacillation occurs. Like if you have an experience, a whole new way of looking at life in the 40-day, but you still kept falling back into old patterns, this is why. Because it's like a root, of a weed. Until you have to get the entire root out, the whole belief in separation has to come out. And as long as you retain little bits of that root in separation, the weed comes back. It says right here, the old thought system still has a basis to return. That's why you slide back into sickness again. You slide back into pain. You slide back into suffering because the root hasn't come out. So this is a call, the Course in Miracles, to be all in and to say, this is what I want. I don't want positive affirmations anymore. I don't want behavioral modification. I don't want to be a kind person. I don't want to be a good person in the world. I want to know the self. I want to wake up. I want to know what enlightenment is. And I'm telling you, I know what it is. Bill knows what it is. There are individuals around the world who now know what it is. And what Bill was expressing at the beginning of this call is that we've never seen what we're seeing right now in this 40-day group. You guys just started, and it's like, oh my God, there are individuals from around the world who are not messing around right now. Like you see all the negativity on Facebook, on social media. I wish everybody could see you guys. I want people to know, my God, if you knew how much light is in this world and the total dedication that we see, the messages that I receive from people who sincerely do not want to participate in the insanity anymore. And what Jesus talks about in A Course in Miracles is the power in joining. That there's a power when individuals say, I want in. I don't even know what it looks like, but I want to take this journey. I don't want to manifest a car anymore. I don't need to use my mind to manifest money, because we're told in A Course in Miracles, whatever you need a car, you need money, it'll be given once you devote your whole life to this purpose, to allowing this light, this self to come through. So it says, as the teacher of God advances in his training, he learns one lesson with increasing thoroughness. He does not make his own decisions. He asks his teacher, that teacher is ourself, our inner teacher, asks his teacher for his answer, and it is this he follows as his guide for action. This becomes easier and easier as the teacher of God learns to give up his own judgments. The giving up of judgment, the obvious prerequisite for hearing God's voice, is usually a fairly slow process, not because it is difficult, because it is apt to be perceived as personally insulting. The world's training is directed toward achieving a goal in direct opposition to that of our curriculum, this curriculum. The world trains for reliance on one's judgments as the criterion for maturity and strength. Our curriculum, the curriculum for teachers of God, trains for relinquishment of judgment as the necessary condition for salvation. And salvation is nothing more than to know yourself, to know your oneness. So I'm very excited, and I want to just thank you with all my heart for being here in the 40-day. And I'm going to pass it over to Bill Free, and we're going to just talk a little bit about what we decided to do for the rest of 2020 going forward.
Thank you, babe. That was awesome, and so perfect in really taking responsibility and taking inventory of what we left and where we're going. Because one of the things that inspired Lisa and I recently, I mean, we're always open to new ideas, to being pointed in the direction that we're to go next, and that requires a sense of it definitely requires an experience of trust, of trusting what is, trusting what unfolds, and it becomes a vibratory frequency. It becomes a felt experience, an experience that knows, and it's a knowing. And um, this is where the Holy Spirit, where you the body mind moves aside, and the body mind just is used as a vehicle for transmitting the ideas, the thoughts, the thoughts of God, really. And you become the Holy Spirit. You become the embodiment of the Holy Spirit through a body, where a body moves and acts, and it begins to inform the body mind where to go, what to say, and to whom. And this is what the Course points to when it says that once you accept its plan as your one function in this world, its plan is the plan of the of I am presence, of the last lesson in the 40-day. I am as God created me. And when it says choose again, it just says, it's what Lisa was pointing to when she says, you go, even the watcher is being seen by this one that has no name, by this presence, by this power that is the power of the absolute oneness that we are, that we share. And once you accept its plan as the one function that you will fulfill, there will be nothing that the Holy Spirit, I am presence, will not prepare for you before you reach it. All obstacles in your path will be removed. Your path will be made straight. You'll make a direct, everything that happens through you as the I am presence will happen in behalf of the whole, of the one universe that we are, the I am presence. And it becomes a harmonic flow. It becomes a movement in time, out of time. And we become, even the decision maker is gone, because the flow of the universe is working through you as you. It looks like you're still in a bodysuit, but the I am presence is the one that's speaking using your voice. And love is speaking using your voice. And when one sees something else in perception, it is taking its understanding and its knowing of the being, and it's enveloping these perceptions, these judgments, these thoughts that are floating by, that are being recognized as someone who has lost their way, someone who someone who isn't awake yet to know better. So we're enveloping them with their holiness as our holiness. That being is I am. That being is I. And as ambassadors, as saviors of the world, all we're doing is transmitting the natural state of our shared being in God. We are what God is. We are the incarnate experience of God experiencing itself. And one of the things that I've noticed on this group that I hadn't noticed before is how awake all of you are. It blows my mind. You guys are really, you're really committed, sold out for the presence of I am. Why? Because you know it. You know, you've seen some glimpses of light. You've seen experiences. You feel them also. Godness or I amness or presence, beingness, assuming the characteristics and the identity of the Holy Spirit, it comes with a visceral feeling where you're actually feeling and knowing love at the same time. They're one thing, and that's why happiness is our function here in time and space. Happiness is our shared experience of our being, and the decision maker or the watcher becomes just the presence of I am. This is the no judgment zone. There's no judgment here. This is where awareness is aware of experience, and there's no judgment, there's no gender, there's no age, and we're living in a space of pure presence, of oneness. And there's a great poem that I found that is very appropriate to this experience where we find ourselves right now. And it's a poem by Rumi, and it goes like this. It says, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense anymore. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the door sill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. And this is your time. This is your time to stay awake. This is your time to don't go back to sleep, because you, when Lisa first created the 40 day, when it finished and I did the final editing on the video, I went, oh my God, this 40 day is going to wake people up. It's going to wake people right up, man. And this is what we're seeing is that, yes, I saw a few comments on the board that said, I am awake. Yes, don't be, don't hide that. You are awake. You are an awakened son of God, child of God. There's no genders. So, I like to take the pronouns out. You're a being. You are awake. And there is a gradual, progressive experience of awakening through A Course in Miracles, and also even the direct path. You have the awakening experience with the direct path, and then you go in reverse in purification in order to live the embodiment of Christ's presence, the Christ that you are. And what I'm seeing here in this group is you all are ready. Your light is lit and you're on fire for God. And all I can say is don't go back to sleep. And if what we have to share with you as what's next after the 40 day is something that's just not resonating with you, or you feel that it's not time, what I want to suggest for you is buy the course if you don't already own it, and start reading it and doing what it says, and just start in the beginning and commit to a full year in reading A Course in Miracles, and don't go back to sleep. Make it a daily devotion for yourself. It has 365 lessons for a reason, one lesson a day, and then you simultaneously do the reading of the text, do a chapter a day, and then read the Manual for Teachers and you'll finish this book in 1 year. Don't go back to sleep. And I thank you for being here. Thank you for waking up. My God, this is the biggest thing. This is the reason this bodysuit
Yeah.
with your name on it came here. So thanks for showing up. And I'm going to turn it over to Cindy Krupp.
But I just want to jump in. I just want to jump in real quick. That was just awesome, Bill, and that was exactly what I want to say too. For anyone who's just not interested in taking another program, who's just not interested in our next offer, get a copy of A Course in Miracles. It is the mind training. It will keep you. It will uproot the root. And we always say you don't need a course, but some of you may discover what you saw in the 40-day is the value of support, and the value of community, and the value of always having something that's keeping you on track. And so, yes, Bill and we haven't done a course in years, a brand new course. And so we've decided to do a brand new 12-week course, which Cindy Krupp is going to tell you about. I already marked out all my dates in my own calendar through December 22nd, 2020. And all yours, Cindy.
I'm going to try to do this without laughing. Before I
pull up
the screen, I know, but laughing and talking at the same time, I invite everybody at the sound of my voice to just take a breath, do the Bill free hand on the heart, please, and just take a moment to take a breath. Even close your eyes if you can and take a step back. And as you do, here's what I'm inviting you to do, to listen to this offer, not from the circle of fear. Don't listen to this offer from any remaining remnants of a belief of, I can't, or I'm afraid, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or they can, I can't. If you're here at the sound of this voice and this lights you up in any way, shape, or form, then you'll feel it. There's this place inside of you, the awareness, the Holy Spirit, that is inviting you to say yes. And not just for you, but for all of us. Your yes is going to bless me, going to bless Lisa, going to bless Bill, going to bless your children, your husband, your spouse, your friends, your next door neighbors. So I'm going to say this right off the bat in case I forget. If there is any kind of fear that is standing between you and that yes, if there's this space that says I want to, but, then I really invite you to reach out to me, Facebook message, email me, email info@teachersofgod.org, and ask to talk to me, and I'll hold presence for you, because I am lit up like there's no tomorrow about what we've been doing in the 40-day. I am lit up like there's no tomorrow about what is about to happen. What we're doing is live. It's not already scripted, or it's scripted, but we're not aware of it. And I can feel it. It's being created within your yes. What's going to happen during these 12 weeks is going to happen as we join together. And if you're feeling that yes, it's because awareness wants you there. So please don't allow that fear circle, that way you were before you said yes to the 40-day, to keep you from it. Yep. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen and introduce you for the very first time. Please let me know if it's not showing up. This is the very first time anyone's seeing this offer page, to the point of view where I can honestly tell you that Therese in the background was still working on this offer page at the beginning of the call. That's how live it is. We're calling this Living in Oneness. It's a one-time only opportunity, because this is the one and only time we're going to be doing it live. And you saying yes means your energy, your piece of holiness is part of what's going to be creating what's going to happen here. So I'm crying. You're not a passenger in what's being created, is what I'm trying to say. You're joining, Your light, you're needed. If you're feeling it, if you're feeling the invitation, it's because you're needed. We're going to begin this course on October 1st. And this offer is actually going to be available to you until then. And as soon as that first class gets started on the evening of October 1st, the live opportunity ends. So I'm inviting you to say yes right now, and we'll post the link in just a minute, because the transformation, the joining will begin with your yes. The actual visual, we talk to each other stuff, that will begin October 1st, but the transformation, the joining begins as soon as you say yes. You're saying yes to living from a deeper understanding and knowing of your true self. You're saying yes to trusting the I am presence. You're saying yes to taking your part in shining your light as pure presence and living from that space. Your facilitators, now I'm there 100% of the time. You have any questions, you need to just sit and be balanced, you are always going to be able to find me on this journey. The facilitators for the teaching will be Lisa and Bill. And I didn't do it in my head, but between the two of them, I think there's 4 or 5 decades of full investment in becoming these pure channels for God's love. So I'm thinking they can correct me and anyone can unmute, but I think it's close to 50 years between Bill and Lisa of dedicating themselves to study. I see Bill's face, study and practice this work, because we know that miracles are everyone's right, but purification is required first. These two beautiful light beings have been purifying combined for, I think I'm right, close to 50 years. So it's pretty neat just being in their presence. So it's 12 weeks. Every Thursday, there's going to be a teaching given by Bill, given by Lisa, given by both of them. It's going to depend, but every Thursday there's going to be a live teaching. The following Tuesday, there's going to be about a 90-minute live Q&A. If you can't make it live, we will, of course, in the way we always do, the replays will be put up, and your questions, your interaction will go into what happens next. So even if you can't be there because of where you live or other commitments, you're saying yes and joining us live is still like amazingly valuable. We've been talking about this, and I believe that if you're listening to my voice and this is for you, I can also tell you it's not for everyone. And we've been really talking about this. This offer is for those who are ready to take their place as teachers of God, those who are ready to invest time every day in devotion, in spending time with God, in a willingness to see everything in a totally different way. This will be an evergreen when it's done. So what we're doing together will then be offered to the world. We are planning to ask for a commitment of $14.99 for the evergreen program. For you today, it's going to be significantly less than that. Where is it? It's going to be a one-time commitment of $9.97. In addition to the 12 weeks, we will also have ACIM 365, which is Lisa's daily commentary. Our beloved Bill Free has also created a commentary that combines non-duality verbiage and teaching with A Course in Miracles, and people from all over the world are joining him live and doing that, and it's been an amazing experience. And a lot of what he's doing there and bringing non-dual teachings to A Course in Miracles is what we're going to be doing during this 12-week course. Additionally, if you're not part of the Healing Cure yet and you've always wanted to do it, we do have an amazing bundled offer, so you could begin the Healing Cure beginning today. Or as soon as you say yes, at half the price of what Lisa normally charges for the Healing Cure. I can't believe it's already $250. But the Healing Cure is Lisa's 8-week program. She has been fully committed to learning everything there is to know about healing the body and the mind through these teachings. And then she threw it all away and allowed awareness and holiness to use her and everything she's been and everything she's been through to create this program. I've been part of it since day one. It never ends. It always expands. There are healings and miracles and transformations like there's no tomorrow, and it's just lit up with everything we love about Lisa and about this work. I know I was talking really fast, but if you can't tell, I am beyond excited about everything that we have here. And so what I'd like and what I'm inspired to do right now is I'm going to stop the sharing of the screen. I'm going to turn things over to whatever Bill and Lisa wants to add to this offer. Essentially, what I want to say more than anything else, what we are offering is the opportunity to go deep with Lisa and Bill in community for 12 weeks. What we're really doing is saying, for many people, this is the scariest time in the world. For those of us committed to this work, we understand that the energy available for transformation is right there. It's intense, it's amazing, it's fabulous. And when we say yes to this and we come together, we are the light that's going to change the world.
Yeah.
And so that's if you can't tell I'm excited, I'll try better next time. But there you have it.
That was awesome, Cindy. And yeah, we are so excited for Living in Oneness. And Cindy, you're going to post that. There it is. So there's the link to that page that Cindy just had on screen share. And you know, this was something that Bill and I just talked about because we've seen the changes in ourselves. Like Cindy said, I've been with A Course in Miracles since 1992. And I knew something was missing. I knew it. I was the most devoted course teacher and student I knew. And I kept thinking, what am I missing? I knew it. I knew like some place, some state that I know it's not words. It's not like quoting from the course. I want to reach that place. And in the last year or two, I've reached the place. I don't even know how it happened, but it's like, okay, but I have enough like little things that I have seen where illusions really do disappear, where the problems disappear, the thoughts about myself disappear. And Bill has had the same experience. And it's interesting because we live in the same house, we're married to each other, but we had it separately. And then we would kind of talk about it. And we thought, let's share it. Let's do this with a group. Let's bring 12 weeks together on Thursday nights from 7 p.m. to 8:15 for 12 weeks. Like I said, I've marked my calendar already, my paper 2020 calendar. And then Tuesday afternoons from 2 o'clock to 3:30, 90-minute Q&A calls. There's going to be a private Facebook group. Starts on October 1st and ends on December 22nd, right before Christmas. And what a better way to spend 2020, the rest of 2020, than living in the self, awake, knowing who you really are.
You know, Lisa, I forgot to mention, Bill, I forgot to mention that this course is going to rely not only on non-duality, but also on A Course in Miracles quite heavily. And as soon as you say yes, we are collecting your names and addresses, and we will get the purple book, the Circle of Atonement copy of A Course in Miracles shipped to you as part of the course. We have also received from Circle of Atonement 12-month and an 18-month reading plan. We fully intend to make this. We want you to do the course. Lisa has told us time and time again, you want this transformation, pick up the course, read it, do what it says. And that's a big part of what we're doing here. Bill also has some recommendations for some other books. There's been some questions as far as what is non-duality, and a lot of that is going to be covered over this 12 weeks and how it merges, and he's going to bring in some of those teachers. I almost forgot that, Bill. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I do want to just reiterate what you just said. When you sign up, anybody for this program, you're going to get a copy of this sent to you no matter where you live in the world.
Yeah, I love what's happened here because I actually I saw this course almost 18 months ago. I saw this and I saw it coming, but it just wasn't ready yet, or wasn't time. And then all of a sudden it was. All of a sudden it was. And I had a conversation with Lisa about it, and we connected with a yes. It's time to really present something that's going to help people quickly go from the 40-day or wherever they are to right here. This direct experience is available to all of us, and we don't have to wait. We don't have to, this is one of the things that I love about A Course in Miracles. It's the unfolding of our evolution in awakening, in enlightenment. And that's why in workbook lesson 188, it says, why wait for heaven? Heaven is here right now. And enlightenment is not a change. It's but a recognition of what you are always, what you've always been. And we feel that we are being given as a direct channel the content that's going to move you from doing to being, from your doing, your behavior modification, you're being a good course student, or and I love what Lisa found in that Teachers of God quote, because that's actually the truth of what that statement means. You're not a teacher of God. The teacher of God is the I am presence that you are, that uses this body mind, this bodysuit as a communication device. And you're like the flute that's being played by the divine. And the other part, a part of the curriculum, besides the course that's going to be part of this, is going to be Rupert Spira's The Nature of Consciousness. This is not included in the price, but the course is. So you can get this on Amazon for about $16. I'm going to refer to it in the times that I share. Lisa probably won't. She'll probably share from where she wants to share from. I don't know what that is. I actually don't know what we're going to share, except that it's going to be a very direct experience of your completion in knowing the self. Not because we're completing you, it's because all we're doing is facilitating what is already there. It's all, you're already awake. We're just helping to point you to the proof, to relax the mind that wants to say that you're not, or you're almost there. All we're doing is giving evidence to you where the mind will relax and go, oh yeah, oh my God, I am the light of the world. And that's where the rest of that is.
So I thank you. Congratulations for doing the 40-day. I am so grateful that you stayed here with us, and we're walking this path together.
I just want to answer Brad's question. Is there a difference between what the Course refers to as the world rather than the earth? And the world is used as a metaphor, and so is the earth, as depending on the context of what it's talking about. But the earth or the world is time and space. It's the phenomenal time and space experience, and there is a presence that just is, that is aware of all of that experience, and it's finding the I am presence is really looking beyond the appearances, the appearance of the world, time and space, the bodysuit that has your name on it, perception. And one of the things that we're going to cover I would say most of what we're going to cover over this 12-week period is going to be from the course. We're going to sprinkle it with some non-dual teaching because that's from Rupert's book, because it will be uh, highlight the non-dual teaching that the course points to, because the course tells you in the manual for teachers that the course is written in the framework of the ego, and all we're doing when we insert the non-dual understanding is we're extricating the duality part out of the course so that one can establish themselves in the presence of I am, and that is where God takes the last step, because you are God. You are what God is, but the arrogance of the ego will not let the mind accept that.
I love you all.
Okay, I think it's time to go. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being
Love
here.
you.
Bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.